off-the-grid living. Maybe you've always wanted to give it a try. Maybe you think it's only for conspiracy theorists with apocalypse bunkers in their backyard. Whichever side you're on, Maine presents a unique opportunity for a lot of off-the-grid living. By opportunity, I mean there's just not a lot of anything besides trees in certain spots. Places like the mountaintop we went to in Andover, Maine. And my, what a mountaintop it was. I'm Dustin, that's Rachel, she's Julia. Three occasionally clueless 20-somethings who work at a TV station. We're a reporter, producer, and photographer who got the chance to explore Maine, meet the people succeeding, the people struggling, and find out just what is there to do and see in a state almost as quirky as we are. In other words, we saw Maine by the mile. Andover, Maine is a place I hadn't even heard of before we did the research for this show. It's a town of roughly 800 people near Bethel and the Sunday River Ski Resort in western Maine, an hour 45 northwest of Portland. There used to be a big AT&T NASA joint space project here that employed a lot of people. In the 1960s, the first transatlantic satellite television signal was sent from what was then the Andover Earth Station to France. That Earth Station has since been torn down, and the jobs it brought went away. Now, there really isn't all that much to do for work in Andover unless you're doing something at the ski resort or perhaps renting out mountaintop cabins to adventure-seeking millennials. Camp Winona was the name of the cabin Julia, Rachel, and I landed for our one night in Andover. It cost us a cool $150 and, to Rachel's delight, had a lovely outhouse and no running water.
Good job, Dustin. High five. All right, let's see if we can actually get inside. Oh, right.
Looks like there might be an outhouse.
You gotta be kidding me. Dustin.
What?
I thought we were done with the peeing outside thing.
And so what? You don't drink the rainwater you use to wash dishes, but instead you get board games and cool bunk beds. And add to that some propane lights, little gas stove, you'd be at a silver medal, right? We're going for gold here, though, and that comes with the view. Unfortunately, the one truly rainy day on our trip was this one, so we couldn't really sit outside all that long.
Yeah, she's always spending time in the garden.
Camp Winona is the creation of Brenda and Lance Stickney. They retired to Andover after coming up here for a number of summers.
It just tugged at you when you were gone. You wanted to be here. Anytime you got south of the town of Andover, you started getting all frazzled already, driving and everything.
So it was hectic down there, trying to keep a schedule and get everything done, and winter's coming.
Yeah, deal with people. That was the toughest part.
The Stickney's house is a woodland work of art. Not just because it's decorated with Brenda's actual paintwork, but because they built it themselves out of a whole bunch of logs using construction equipment from Lance's masonry business.
She and I did about 95% of all of
Yeah,
this.
95% of the whole building we built.
We did it all ourselves. My son and some of his friends came up and helped us, and all the logs here came from Massachusetts. We had them shipped up. My son's best friend was in the logging business down there, and we got them all for like $500.
That's not bad.
But we had to truck them up here, which was 5 logging trucks, which was fairly expensive.
Free shipping.
No,
Cost $500 to ship them.
Yeah, to get them up here from Topsfield, Mass.
The result includes this living room, complete with a hot tub, superb animal head mounts, and the ultimate home bar. Oh yeah, the Stickneys also made this cabinet and a whole bunch of other decorations, too. As beautiful as all this is, the chance to decorate to their heart's content is not what made the couple move here permanently.
If you weren't busy doing stuff, it would be.
Like some of our neighbors don't hunt, fish, ATV, snowmobile, and you kind of wonder why they're here.
So we're always doing something, either fishing or out on the 4-wheelers or looking for moose sheds or deer sheds or hiking or
Snowshoeing.
hunting.
We like to snowshoe in the winter.
Yeah, I do a lot of hunting in the fall.
Yeah, I think if you didn't interact with the outside, there would be no attraction here for you. You have to like all that stuff.
And a lot of the guys do, but some of the women, some of the women do, but some of them, they want to be where the action is, and this isn't it.
No regrets. I'd never go back.
Brenda was so excited telling us about the kayaking, animal tracking, and hiking right outside her door, she offered to take us on a little excursion. A ways into the woods is a spot called Devil's Den. It's a rocky cut in a hillside that seemed to us like an empty riverbed. Next to it is a stream and a waterfall. The best way to get to Devil's Den from the Stickney's house and camps is by ATV.
That trail up there is really pretty too. We're all foliate, eh?
Devil's Den is impressive. It's got blueberries, and best of all, there are ample spots to plop down on a rock and chat.
In the winter it drips and then it freezes, so you end up with like 20-foot tall icicles. So who wants to pan for gold?
And you got blueberries right here along the whole
Yes, there's a lot of blueberries over there.
No matter what you do, fish, four-wheel, etc., make sure you have maps and the right permits. Since Brenda is a certified guide and lives in the area, she took care of all this for us. But if you're going somewhere remote and you're alone, best to be prepared.
It's fun.
Andover isn't full of young people four-wheeling around everywhere like us. We were told by Brenda, Lance, and others the town's lack of a big employer prevents it from growing. So much so that some small business owners that have jobs can't find people to work for them.
Stressing out hard about finding new people.
Melissa Smith owns and does most of the baking for the Little Red Hen Diner and Bakery. That means she makes a ton of English muffins and pies just about every day during the summer. Luckily, hard work is in her blood since she grew up on a dairy farm.
We didn't leave the farm much. I know my mom used to work at the store on the corner just making pizzas and all that stuff, but I'm not. I was raised in a very strict like Baptist house, and I don't remember ever going out and doing a lot. I mean, we'd go bowling.
I have no idea if Melissa is actually any good at bowling, but I can tell you she rocks at cooking and baking. Anyone who can make an amazing salad, then 180 and bake all kinds of goodies is a magician in my eyes. But as successful as Melissa's been since taking over Little Red Hen from its previous owners, she still struggles. Not just with finding employees, but people to hang out with too.
And so it sounds like you hope that some more people do find their way over here from over there. Because I mean, a lot of people have heard of Sunday River, at least around here in Maine.
Yep.
But I had never heard of Andover. A lot of people I tell that we're going here or we're here are like, where is that?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, do you hope that more of those people find their way here and do some of this stuff?
Yeah, it would be cool. Like people my age would be great. I don't have any friends my own age here in town, so it would be cool. I'm not trying to start anything, but it's kind of become a retirement community, which that scares a lot of people, but I think it's like an opportunity to make it into something else, like something great, like capitalize on it. The one going into high school will tell you all of her friends live in Bethel, the next town over, or there's like the smaller group of kids in town, but there's not a lot of kids my kids' age.
When you were growing up around here, what was it like? Was it like it is today?
No, there was a lot more kids, actually. I went to the school over here, there was like 80, 90 kids in it, and now there's 20. There was also a mill up the road that was in operation at the time, and it's not anymore, and it was a long time ago. I mean, it's sad because like there's a ball field over there, but they don't even mow it because there's no ball teams anymore.
Andover's obstacles to growth are also obstacles to people trying to pursue an off-the-grid lifestyle. Remember how we started the show with that?
Actual batteries that run the whole place.
As Lance and Brenda explained, the life they created for themselves, powered completely by batteries and solar panels, didn't just happen overnight.
I think if you were young and you came up here and you were trying to find a job and to do all this, it would be pretty difficult.
Do you feel like outcasts, or do you feel like we did this? You know, we're the ones who were rebels.
But living here, you mean? Well, I don't know. I've never really thought of it like that, but
No, I haven't either.
I'm just thankful that, you know, we were able to do it, you know.
Part of the reason too was it was right after 9/11 that we decided to move up here, because we were, everybody was questioning, what
was going on.
What are we doing here, And the closer you were to cities, the more vulnerable you were to all that attack stuff. So we were just like, let's get out of town. And then, we've been trying year after year to become more self-sufficient. I've got a pretty good garden there, but it doesn't get us through the winter. But I do, can and freeze and everything. And
Yeah, if somebody wanted to do this, if they started out very small with a little small place with a little bit of solar, and then just, worked it would be a great life for them. You see all those cars going through the toll gates, and they're all coming up just for a piece of Maine for a couple of
life should
days.
be.
Yeah.
I guess being from, how Maine is, being from out of state, how they don't accept people from away. There's always going to be that, especially in a small town, because everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
So I think there's always going to be that. But what do? You just do your best. Try to be nice.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Get along. So far, it's worked.
If you choose to visit Andover, be prepared to go outside to entertain yourself. Maybe you'll like it so much you want to buy some land and live there forever. Maybe you're an entrepreneur who sees an opportunity to use what's there to build a business, to get some more young people in, and get Melissa some more friends. The internet is letting people do some amazing work from some pretty remote places, like check out the biscuits, haunted lighthouses, and hidden grottos we found next time on Maine by the Mile.